The multiverse had become a playground for chaos, a realm where the strongest warriors clashed to prove their dominance. Deep within a dimensional tear, Cyttorak, the deity of destruction, watched the universe with mild boredom. Despite Juggernaut's legendary strength, there were few left who could test his champion. He sought to reignite his avatar's fire and decided to pit him against a foe like none other, the legendary Super Saiyan, Broly. On the other side of the multiverse, Broly wandered a desolate planet, his mind consumed by primal instincts and memories of battles past. His defeat of countless foes had only increased his hunger for a true challenge. The energy that radiated from the dimensional rift caught his attention, pulling him toward it like a moth to a flame. A booming voice echoed in his mind. "Broly, prove your might. A force beyond reckoning awaits you." Without hesitation, Broly ascended into the void, his aura tearing through space-time. Juggernaut, unaware of his opponent's identity, was pulled into the same dimensional convergence by Cyttorak's will. The battlefield was set. The wasteland that would host their battle stretched endlessly, a barren void of cracked earth and ominous skies. Juggernaut arrived first, his colossal footsteps shaking the ground with every step. His crimson armor gleamed, reflecting the strange light of the otherworldly sky. He was confident, as always, because he knew his power was absolute. Broly's arrival was heralded by a green burst of light. The Saiyan descended like a meteor, landing with enough force to send shockwaves rippling outward. His wild hair swayed as his piercing eyes locked onto Juggernaut. "Is this all Cyttorak has to offer?" Broly snarled, his deep voice resonating with contempt. Juggernaut smirked, cracking his neck. "You'll wish it wasn't. Once I start moving, there's no stopping me." Broly's laughter echoed across the wasteland. "We'll see about that." Without warning, Juggernaut charged. His speed defied his size, closing the gap between them in an instant. Broly braced himself, his muscles tensing as the crimson behemoth slammed into him. The collision sent a shockwave across the wasteland, reducing nearby cliffs to rubble. Juggernaut pushed forward, his raw momentum dragging Broly back. Broly's feet dug into the ground, carving trenches as he resisted the force. With a guttural roar, Broly planted his feet and unleashed a devastating punch to Juggernaut's chest. The blow echoed like thunder, but Juggernaut barely flinched. "That all you got?" Juggernaut taunted, grabbing Broly by the arm and tossing him into the air. Broly somersaulted midair, landing gracefully. His aura flared, and he launched himself at Juggernaut with blinding speed. The two titans traded blows, their strikes creating sonic booms. Each punch felt like a planet colliding, yet neither seemed to gain the upper hand. Juggernaut landed a devastating uppercut, sending Broly flying through a mountain. The debris rained down as Broly emerged, his wild grin still intact. His Saiyan blood burned with excitement. "Good. Keep hitting me," Broly growled, his aura intensifying. "It only makes me stronger." Juggernaut scowled. "You talk too much." He charged again, but this time Broly sidestepped, grabbing Juggernaut by the arm and flipping him over his shoulder. The ground trembled as Juggernaut hit the earth, but he immediately sprang to his feet, unrelenting. Broly unleashed a volley of energy blasts, each one aimed with precision. The green orbs detonated around Juggernaut, creating massive craters. But as the dust cleared, Juggernaut stood unscathed. "You think your fireworks can stop me?" Juggernaut laughed. Broly snarled, his patience thinning. He powered up further, his muscles bulging, his aura now an inferno. He flew toward Juggernaut, slamming into him with enough force to send both of them skidding across the battlefield. Juggernaut's mystical enhancements began to show their full potential. He absorbed Broly's punches, countering with crushing blows that made even the legendary Super Saiyan stagger. In one swift motion, Juggernaut grabbed Broly by the neck and slammed him into the ground repeatedly. The wasteland quaked with each impact, forming a canyon beneath them. "Not so tough now, are you?" Juggernaut mocked, his grip tightening. Broly's eyes glowed with fury. He let out a deafening roar, his energy exploding outward and forcing Juggernaut to release him. Rising from the crater, Broly's transformation began. His power skyrocketed, his green aura engulfing the battlefield. "You haven't seen tough," Broly growled, his voice distorted by his overwhelming energy. Now fully unleashed, Broly moved with terrifying speed. He appeared behind Juggernaut, delivering a punch that sent the Crimson Giant hurtling into a distant cliff. Before Juggernaut could recover, Broly was upon him, raining down a flurry of blows. Juggernaut struggled to keep up. Though his durability was unmatched, Broly's relentless assault began to chip away at his stamina. Every punch carried the weight of a collapsing star, and Juggernaut's armor cracked under the strain. But Juggernaut refused to fall. Drawing on the power of Cyttorak, he slammed his fists into the ground, creating a seismic wave that threw Broly off balance. Taking advantage, Juggernaut tackled him, driving him deep into the earth. As the battle raged on, it became clear that Broly's power was limitless. The longer he fought, the stronger he became. Juggernaut, though unstoppable, began to falter. His momentum, while immense, couldn't match the exponential growth of Broly's strength. "I'm the Juggernaut. Nothing stops me," he bellowed, charging at Broly one final time. Broly stood his ground, his aura blazing like a supernova. He caught Juggernaut's charge head-on, their collision creating a shockwave that tore through the fabric of the dimension. For a moment, the two forces were evenly matched. But then, with a roar that shook the heavens, Broly overpowered Juggernaut, lifting him into the air and slamming him into the ground with unimaginable force. Juggernaut struggled to rise, his indomitable will refusing to let him yield. But Broly was relentless. His hands crackled with energy as he prepared his final attack. "This is the end," Broly said coldly. Juggernaut looked up, defiant to the last. "To your worst?" Broly unleashed a massive energy blast, its green light illuminating the battlefield. The explosion engulfed Juggernaut, obliterating the ground beneath him and sending shockwaves across the multiverse. When the dust settled, Juggernaut lay motionless, his armor shattered, his strength spent. Broly stood victorious, his chest heaving, his aura slowly fading. The wasteland was now a smoldering ruin, a testament to the epic clash. "You were strong," Broly muttered, looking down at his fallen opponent. "But not strong enough." As he turned to leave, Broly felt the pull of another dimensional tear. The multiverse still had challenges to offer, and